So literally it's been 18, 19 months since I started trading, which was November 9, 2023, right? And I still remember the day at the back of my hand. It was an exciting day for me, right? That kind of day you've been waiting for. And I mean, this is just a video I just want to make. This is currently 4 o'clock a.m. And I just thought about it that okay, I mean, you just gotta pour out your mind sometimes because the grind is real, the hustle is real, the disappointment, the frustration, the setbacks, the failures, the patience. I mean, anything you wanna call it, right? And but to make this video have meaning, I'm just gonna give you guys a little background story as to the journey, how the journey has been basically, right? All these me coming into trading, me getting introduced into trading started actually at 2022, ending of 2022, because prior to then I was playing football, right? I wanted to become a professional footballer, right? I'll be baller. I started football actually in 2020 during COVID, about August, and coming back to 2022, like I said, I was using this small phone. I might look for the picture of that kind of phone and put it somewhere here. And among my friends, I was even like ridiculed among some of my friends whereby they'll say, because I do listen to radio with that phone, right? That's the only thing you can do with the phone. You can radio. There's this kind of small game like this you can do on the phone and call. That's just it. And go to the internet, but at a very slower rate, and you can't even see pictures and all, right? So that's the kind of phone I was using then. And this was how the phone was literally. Let me just do something to. So I just to put the phone like this, listening to radio, right? Because I was kind of listening to any radio that has to do with sports, right? Because I was into football and I was trying to get into opportunities, any opportunity I can get into, right? And I do listen to sports radio, Brilla FM 9.9, Sports Radio 9.9. I do listen to Nigeria Info FM, right? But the one I do listen to most was just Sports Radio 9.9. The host was this chairman of MFM, and he's currently the host of Sports in Lagos. You can check it out. I've forgotten his name, chairman something. I've forgotten his name. But so I don't put the phone like this, listening to radio, which fortunately for me was actually gonna be a path to something bigger for me, right? And they do ridicule me because there were this kind of Yahoo guys, online fraudsters, basically. I won't call it a touche name. So they do basically ridicule because they were using bigger phone, of course, and they will just be like, you don't know more than just putting his phone in your ear, something like that. You get, but me, I've always been this kind of person that I love looking at what I'm doing now and how it's gonna affect me and how it's gonna create a future for me in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, right? Which if you do that, you're gonna be more intentional about what you are doing currently, right? So I didn't really bother me off then. So going back into the real part, being a path to forex, right? It's now happened to be the time whereby they brought these forex guys for interviews in the sports radio. Two of them they brought on sports radio and also on Nigeria Info FM. I think 100.9 FM. I've forgotten the name of the channel. So they brought these forex guys. The first one they brought was Pips Arcade. They are this kind of like investment portfolio kind of guys whereby they do forex, they do this and they do this. They're basically indicator trader because when I finally, found out when I finally started trading, I later knew that they were indicator trader with what they were saying there, right? The prep circuit guys, they came, they were like, okay, you know, forex is this kind of very simple thing whereby you can do to earn $2 to $5 per day, right? And to me, $2 to $5 per day was actually, it's actually caught my. I think they caught a thief. The way they narrated trading was this kind of, stay at home dad kind of thing. It's something that you can do indoors. It kind of fits my personality and it just stuck with me. Like it just resonated with me on an internal level, on a spiritual level, right? On a frequential level, it kind of resonated with me whereby I was just like, okay, okay, let me learn this thing, and I got more curious, and I was like, okay, let me use this thing. to support my footballing career, right? If I'm earning $25 per day, something that I can use to support my footballing career. And I started even from that small phone. I just started, make some small researches here and there. And then, but I still kept on listening to the radio, because I did not really literally have anything I could use to like as a stepping stone then to go further into my curiosity. So I kept on learning. Then they brought another person on the second one, which is the Rally Academy, and they came to like advertise their event, upcoming seminar, which was forex, stocks, real estate, that kind of thing, all combined. And I still have that cassette because I went there. I went to that seminar. I dragged my mom, and the money we used to go was borrowed. And this where the supportiveness of my mom came in, right? I think I still have the cassettes, or how do I call it? This was the cassettes, Rally Academy. Don't know if I can like. So this was the cassette I was given. I got one. You can research them online. Rally Academy, right? So went to that event. I dragged my mom, and that was when my mom, because I've been telling her also that okay, I just saw this thing and I'm curious about it and I actually want to know more about it, you know. So then when we got to the event, of course, my mom really, she saw things for herself. It's different when you're telling her, and then she saw things for herself. After then, my mom is like, okay, this thing is actually good. And if you watch this video, I mentioned one of the steps you can use to convince your brain, kind of follow the path to kind of hop on your dream, right? If you haven't watched the video, you are currently missing out on that, right? So going forward into 2023, because now I've kind of let my mom know about it. She knows about this thing, that it can actually give me a sustainable income. Then I'm still actually going to training and I'm still like, okay, I want to use it to support actually. Then beginning of 2023, I think about March, April, May 2023, I went on to YouTube on my mom's phone because prior to that, I do go to YouTube to learn, tutorial skills, because then I was, I kind of have the mindset of, just training for, I had kind of like a map or list. I call it the seven Ronaldo's phenomenalities, which is what makes the qualities that makes Ronaldo very good, right? Which is speed, quality, high jump, those kind of things, list them, power, short power, that kind of thing. And I kind of like have days whereby, okay, today I'm going to train for this, today I'm going to train for this, today I'm going to train for this. And one of the two things that I could do at my house, because my training was very far. So one of the things that I could do at my house, I actually excelled at it, which is freestyling. So I learned freestyling on YouTube. I've like the point of what I'm trying to say is that I've been going to YouTube to search for how to like tutorial guide on how to do these skills, tutorial guide on how to jump higher, that kind of thing. And being accustomed with that kind of pattern, I just like, let me even look at this thing on YouTube also, right? Then I went and then I started to guide on how to trade forex. And luckily for me, the first video that was popped on my FYP was Jeffrey Benson, the tutorial guide he made back then. They've changed the thumbnail now. Then that was the video, and I know that video really brought a lot of people in the forex trading also. That video, so so literally ever since I saw the beginner's guide to forex trading, and since all this while I haven't even known the potential of what people were making, like the big amount people were actually making, because most of his videos, just because I just like literally just follow Jeffrey Benson, like I did not really follow other people because I was just focused on like learning his beginners kind of friendly videos, that kind of thing. So what I just did was download, come in the night, wake up in the night, come on my mom's phone and watch those videos, taking notes. All my notes I think is still at my apartment at Korodu. So that was just the journey from that beginning of 2023, like March, April, up until 2023, right? Up until November 2023 when I bought a phone, an Android, right? So which was still on my mom, right? She was the one who bought my first Android phone, right? So even before when I even got a phone, I'm like, okay, this thing is something that's because prior to when I got a phone, I've read psychology books still on my mom's phone, waking up. It was just like a routine for me. I even then, that was when I kind of knew about all these pulse points on MTN because there's time where she's not gonna have data. Most of the time, she doesn't have data. I should have used up her data before she sleeps, right? And I'm just gonna go into the pulse points on MTN, use the pulse point to get data, that kind of thing. Because she had a lot of pulse points because she was not even using it at all, right? I mean, it was just kind of when you're obsessed with something, you'll find ways. Your brain just find ways to make it work, that kind of thing. So basically, I knew what I was coming into. Like not like I did not know, but there's something also called uninformed optimism, right? Uninformed optimism, it's of course it's gonna that's the starting point for everybody going into a specific industry, right? That's the starting point. And for me, basically, I was like, okay, I want to get the hardest part of trading, which is kind of psychology, because that was what I see online. The hardest part of trading is psychology. And everybody's gonna have their own unique path, right? So I was kind of more keen on psychology, reading psychology books, which I won't say did not help me. It helped me drastically on having a mindset that okay, it's just not about now, it's about long term, right? It's just not about this trade, it's about long term. It's about multiple trades combined. But I'm not gonna lie, the whole of 2023, I was not focused on strategy. I was just focused on psychology. And but I've kind of realized now that you actually have to put like your all in into strategy, into psychology, into everything. Like give all of them 100%. That's my kind of philosophy right now. So going back, so not to diverse from what I'm saying, I kind of gave myself a 1 year goal of becoming profitable, of like starting not even just profitable, like I'm already making money, like some good money out of trading. And I achieved profitability, of course. I achieved profitability. It's still on my channel, but let me give you a very simple analogy. You win Ballon d'Or this year doesn't mean you're gonna be among top 20 next year. You win Champions League this year doesn't mean that you will not go and play Europa next year. You understand what I mean? So that also applies to trading. If you are not consistent with what made you that in the first place, you're falling. You are gonna fall. You are gonna fall. And I think that this is something that we've been misinformed about. It's just not about profitability. No, profitability is just maybe 10% out of the whole journey of you making money, of you making a generational wealth. Just being profitable is just 10%. To maintain profitability, to go through the time whereby you're going to doubt yourself, that time whereby you're going to, while still being in the journey of still kind of maintaining the profitability, right? So it comes, even the mental work needed to maintain profitability. So I'm still going to say it's even more than just achieving profitability, right? To smelling profitability, let me put it like that, right? And my own journey of profitability started. So I started trading exactly November 9th. February was when I kind of got clear of what I was doing wrong, and I changed my habits, and I also looked into like what I was doing on charts, simplified what I was doing on charts. And March, April, May, March, April, I started trading competitions, these Forex competitions. I was kind of making everything is actually still documented on my channel, right? This I can just put the thumbnails for those competitions right here. And then May was when I now started a 15 to $5,000 challenge, which I was still profitable April, May, June, then July was when things started. I started having some massive decline because which was actually after I got my laptop. Right after I got my laptop, I think when I started having more tools to backtest. When I started having more tools, I started, and after I started having some kind of losing streaks also. Not like I was not having losing streak, but I think that I just stuck to it regardless of maybe losses or something like that. Not big losing streaks though. So after I got my laptop, I kind of got confused with what I was even doing, and then I just lost it all. I just lost it. Like I just lost it, and which is due to not journaling my past week, which is due to not reviewing and all, right? And fast forward into late, fast forward into late 2024 was when I kind of got myself back with being with having clarity on XAUSD, because XAUSD is a pair that I just want to like focus on, because I kind of diverted after the massive beating from gold. I went to GPUSD. I was profitable with GPUSD, but I just did not resonate with that pair, right? I just did not resonate with that pair, and I came out to gold. And December was when I, started getting my groove right, right? And from December till now, I would say I've kind of been going in circles. I'm not gonna lie. I will say I'm kind of stuck. Of course, I'm learning more. I'm learning more, but I'm kind of stuck at some things, which I'm gonna be going deeper into those things in my next video, right? I'm gonna go in deeper into those things in my next video. I just wanna like dedicate another whole video for that, right? And kindly like and subscribe and turn on post notification for when I drop that video, which is not gonna be maybe next week or something like that. And I just wanna like, you know, we all have this expectation when we start. There's a reason why we started these things, right? There's a reason why we started, and of course, I am not gonna lie to you guys. I am not gonna lie. I'm not gonna come here and pretend that there's literally days whereby I thought of giving up, right? There's no days. I don't think there's a day I just wake up and like I think I'm gonna give up. And it's kind of because I think for me it's because I mean let's say I just funded a $50 account whereby I had maybe 3 months of savings, and then I blew it just 2 days or one day. I think that scenario would want to make me maybe want to give up or something like that. But I have not really been that person whereby I've come here. Like I said, I've never reached time to what I've ever planned or risking, which is not to maybe try to say something that's gonna make me want to validate and looking for validation or something like no. It's just to say that me, I'm a firm believer on, let's say you are destined to use 2 years before you achieve consistent profitability. In that 2 years, instead of losing 5,000 or 50K in those 2 years, why don't you just lose 1K? Why don't you just like, you get what I mean? Like all your net losses can actually be minimized, right? Instead of being verified, right? You can actually lose way lesser than you should in the learning process. While you are in the learning process, you should lose lesser. I don't know. That's just my own opinion on it. That's more philosophy about it. So I mean, it's just, and I think that it's gonna help your mind in sticking to the grind, right? Gonna help your mind. It's the advantage is way bigger than the disadvantage, because at the end of the day, you are gonna lose it because you don't know what you are doing yet. You're not yet good, and without darkness, there cannot be light, right? Without darkness, I also want to know that without darkness, there cannot be light. For you to be good, if you want to be good at something, that means you are not currently good, right? So don't see yourself as maybe a failure or something like that just because you haven't achieved something yet or something like that. It took some people 6 years, man. It took some people 6 years. And of course, there's in that your point, there's something you're doing wrong. Don't think maybe you are doing everything right. No, there's currently something you are doing wrong. And I'm gonna go fully into details on what I'm doing wrong in one of my next videos coming, right? So I mean, and there's also a quote about going, just because this thing doesn't work for you in 2 years, you're gonna go into another thing. I want you to know that the green will there's always green grass in everywhere you go, but there's gonna be a lot of shit in them, right? So let me use trading for an example. Someone just left, maybe uh someone left trying to have an e-commerce brand or trying to start a business, coming into trading, right? Maybe you failed at that and now you want to come into trading. You have to know that there's a lot of opportunities from where it's coming. There's a lot of green grass, but there's a lot of problems also before you get there. There's a lot of risks. There's a lot of challenges. Also here, for you who are already traders watching me right now, 1 year, 2 years in the game, 3 years in the game, 4 years in the game, you're gonna know that, bro, trading is not as it's looked when you started, right? Which is called uninformed optimism, right? You don't know, but you're optimistic that because the only thing you're seeing is the green grass. You're not yet in the green grass to see the shit in them, right? In it, basically. And I mean, when you just have that mindset of in everywhere you go, there's always gonna be shit. So why don't just stick to this one? We're already 2 years in the game already, instead of trying to give up or something like that. And this message is not just for you guys, it's also for me to kind of keep my mind grounded and work towards what the problems are basically. And I know that I just want to know that if you are currently feeling, feeling like stuck, you are not alone. We are a lot. We are a lot in this situation. We are a lot in this battle. We are a lot in this uh constant battle of doubt, of uncertainty, of I mean, it's like, when is this thing gonna come? Like, you are just looking for that desired reality. And most importantly, it's not just about I want to become profitable, I want to become consistently profitable. It's also about who we become in the journey, who we become in the journey of trying to be profitable. You understand? It's about who we become, and who we become is actually what matters the most, right? What matters the most. And I mean, this video is already going to like how many minutes now? But if you are currently watching to now, you are the real OG, and I want you to know that the fact that you're still watching, it means that probably related to what I'm saying, or you've been in the position of what I'm saying, and you're not more in the position, and you're now in a better place, in a better position, or something like that. And let me just know in the comment section if you relate to what I'm saying, and if you have related to what I'm saying, and you are now in a better position, give us some words in the comment section also to to just like spice our mindset up and keep us going. And yeah, I think that I'm gonna be ending the video now. And like I said, in my coming videos, I'm gonna go into full details of why I think I'm stuck and why I want to be seeing the kind of progress I want to trade, right? So yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.